everybody? So, One Piece chapter 831. Man, okay. Where to start with this one? So, this one reminds me a little bit of Alice in Wonderland. Like when Alice goes down the hole and like you got the Mad Hatter and just all the wonky, zonky stuff that happens in Alice in Wonderland. That's kind of the vibe I got for this. I don't think that's where Oda drew the inspiration from, but that's like the vibe I got. You know, you got the talking animals and the whole thing with the mirrors. I mean, it's one of those things where I was just like, damn, Oda's fucking with me right now. Oda's fucking with me. Like, I like the idea that they're in this forest that is playing tricks on them, and it's one of those things where I've said before, like all the members of the Straw Hat crew could be leaders of their own crew, but what makes them so strong is the fact that while they follow Luffy, you know, there's a checks and balances there. You know, there's some elements to their character that kind of keeps Luffy in line, keeps Luffy straight. And Nami had the right idea. She said, like, look, you know, Pudding told us to stay put. We don't need to go anywhere. We need to stay put like how she was telling us. And instead of doing that, Luffy, the first thing that he says when he gets off the ship is like, I smell an adventure. And anytime you hear those words, you can guarantee that Luffy's going to get into some shit. And that's exactly what happened. Luffy, he didn't just get into some shit. He got into several piles of shit. First he says, like, I saw Sanji standing here, and I thought that was odd at first. I said, okay, Sanji. Okay, he's supposed to be waiting there. Whatever, roll with it. And then they see Sanji further in the forest. I'm like, how the fuck did Sanji get there so fast? Okay, I'm just going to continue to roll with it. And then all of a sudden, it's like they keep seeing Sanji all throughout this forest. And Nami had the right idea. She said, wait a second. We need to turn back. We need to turn back. I still know the way there. And I'm like, okay, well, Nami's the navigator. I could certainly see how she'd be able to find a way back to where they came from. Staying and waiting is probably the best decision. And that's when you get the revelation that, oh, okay, everything in this forest is also sweet related. So the river is melon juice. The crocodile that's coming, I'm guessing that's going to be like a gummy bear. That's actually a real... okay, that's a chance of me making a joke that went bad. But like, essentially what you get is this crocodile tries to eat the bridge because the bridge is a donut. And he looks at it. He looks at it and says, oh, these are just humans. And Nami just starts freaking out because it's a giant crocodile, but it's talking. And then Luffy and the others, like, at this point, if you see a talking animal, shouldn't you be used to this shit? It's almost like Oda's just poking fun at the fact that, you know, he does have all these animals, and going as far back as Drum Island, we've had animals that could speak be introduced to us in the story. So, I mean, it's one of those things where I was like, okay, like, I get what Oda's doing here. He's kind of poking fun at the layers of his own world. But the thing is Nami has that sixth sense. She has that sixth sense, and she's right. You know, her and Usopp are the cowards of the crew, but in a situation like this, like, you should have listened to her. You should have listened to her, because at the end of the chapter, we get the revelation. We get the revelation that the forest itself, all these beings that are in the forest, they start laughing, and the forest is called the Seducing Woods. And they say, did you hear? I heard. Come closer. They're singing. They're saying, block the tree. Saying they're going to play with them until they're dead. So it's like, Luffy and them are going to be stuck here for a while. And so I'm okay with this, because think about what I just said in the last chapter review. I said, if they just meet Sanji on this, like here, and they join up and they make a heist and get out, that's not going to make for a good arc. That's not going to make for a good arc. That's not going to be a strong enough conflict. Now you have a subplot built in, leading up, and it's going to build tension, because you're going to be so on edge waiting to see how Luffy and them get out of this forest, to where now when you meet Sanji, you might have enough. It just depends on how Oda executes this little subplot here. I mean, I thought this was cool. I thought the idea of like the rabbit coming out of nowhere, the guy being stuck in the ground, I thought all that stuff was okay. I thought that having Luffy fight against himself in the mirror version of Luffy, was something that dragged on a little too long. I get Oda was trying to go for sorry to put this. I get Oda's trying to go for the whole, weird out moment. Just showing like, oh look how brilliant I am. I'm showing you that Luffy and the others have fallen into another adventure. This is almost down there with the Gaimon thing for me. Like, I didn't care for this. I didn't really care for this chapter. I didn't care for it, but I can kind of see where he's going with it. But I want to know from you guys, it's a bit of a short chapter review because, again, I didn't care for the chapter. But I want to know from you guys, what were your thoughts about introducing Luffy and the crew being in the Seduction Woods, and about the fact that now you had, I'm calling it Seduction Woods because that's what Viz Media is calling it. I know Viz has a Vizism, so if that's not entirely true, let me know down in the comment section. But what were your thoughts about them being trapped in these woods and this potentially being part of the conflict before you get to everything that happens with Sanji and Luffy teaming up to, I guess, steal the Poneglyph? What do you guys think about that? But, as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.